Okay, good morning, students, and we're going to go ahead and conclude 1-2 with our notes that we started last week. Well, yeah, a little bit last week before we went on our quarantine. Now, I understand you may be lost, you may forget, but it's okay as long as you follow along today and review your notes from last time, you'll be fine. Also, just a reiteration or future message, you have a test and a quiz next week. When you return back to school, you have a test and a quiz, so we will be moving forward with our lesson. So pay attention to these videos, take notes, have any questions, please reach out. So, let's go ahead and continue. So we're looking for three coplanar points. That means we need to find 3 points that are touching this flat surface. So we will have X, we can have V, and we can have Y. So our 3 points will be X, V, and Y. Okay? That is our answer. Or you can have W, Y, V. It does not matter which one you pick as long as those points are touching that flat surface. Alright? That's how you will understand that. Now, it says a plane containing point X. So a plane that contains point X. So this is our point X, right? There are 2 ways we can name a plane. Some of you can already give me one of my answers, and some of you might already say plane R. If you say plane R, you are absolutely correct. This does not have a point to it. So if it does not have a point to it, that means it is the name of the plane. So, with that being said, that's the name of the plane, plane R. Or we can have another name, all right? We can give it another name. We can give it 3 points that are not collinear. So, we can name it plane V, Y, and W. That's how we can name it. So those are 2 ways we can name that plane, all right? So it says the intersection of plane R and plane Z, V, Y. So think of it before you answer. Think of it like a prism or a pyramid on a flat surface. You're looking at the part of the flat surface or the part of the pyramid that is touching that flat surface. So from Z to V, right? That is in the air. That is literally that side. So you need to go from V to Y. VY is the intersection. That is the part of that pyramid that is touching that flat surface. Line VY. Now, it's saying how many planes appear to be in a figure. When you count planes, count flat surfaces. All right? So you can count 1, which would be this flat surface, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5-sided figure. 1 is the flat surface, 2 is the flat surface that is facing you, 3 and 5 are the side of that flat surface, and 4 is the back side of that flat surface. Alright, so it's like it's a 3D pyramid. Well, it's a pyramid anyway. It's just the faces, it's the flat surfaces. So if you got a front side, you're gonna have a back. If you got a left side, you're gonna have a right side. So that's where those 4 come in. And then you got the flat surface, which is the bottom. That's where 5 come in. How many planes contains point W? How many planes contain point W? So we already know this one. That's 1 right there. Okay. We have another. That's another. You also have, so you have 3 planes Okay, so I'm gonna explain it slowly. First of all, W is touching plane R, so that's already one. You're looking at all the other flat surfaces that contains point W. So this square that's at the bottom, that contains point W. This left, well, let me see it. From my point of view, this right side of this triangle contains point W. That makes three. Okay? This right side, this square, and this big rectangle contains point W. That's why we added. That's why we got three. Okay? I need to get another eraser because this is terrible. Just nasty. Okay. We're gonna clean this board too. So it says use the diagram on the right. Voila. Here you go. So it says the intersection of lines L and M. When I hear intersection, it's meeting point, okay? Just like how y'all go meet y'all friends, same thing apply here. Where do these two lines meet up? So I'm going to do it this way, just like I taught y'all in the classroom. Start at L, start at M, and keep going until your fingers cross. And so they cross at point E. The intersection where the X is, that is point E. So you can write point E. It says another name for plane Q. When we name a plane, we're looking at the points. When we name a plane, we need three non-collinear, meaning 3 points that are not on the same line. So we can go with G, E, I, or we could say E, I, F. As long as I is not on that line, you can name it. Because you could go with G and E, those two on the same line, but because I is not on that same line, you can include it when you name a plane. Now, if I was on here, you cannot. Okay? Remember, to name a plane, you need 3 non-collinear. So it says, is point D and E collinear or coplanar? Okay, so first of all, look at it. D is right here. E is right here. Those two circles are not on the same flat surface. So coplanar is out the question. And so if it's not coplanar, then it's going to be collinear. Now, it says how many times do plane P and Q intersect? That may be a trick question. Do you see them touching? They are not touching. There's a space between them. So since there's a space between them, that means they never intersected. That's why your answer is 0. They never touch. If they never touch, they never intersected. Right? So that's like you never met with your friend. You never talked to her. Okay? So, that's how that is done. And that's the end of this video. I will upload 1-3 in a moment.